Hello everyone and welcome back to my Fire Emblem Warriors Helps Let's Play. The last time we killed Ash's adoptive father yet again. Had another fog chapter and actually deduced chapter. And I haven't crossed out his name from the list yet, so I'm gonna do that and you're gonna have the background noise. I can't do anything about that. Yee. I'm just looking at my list and the next one is Felix. And I hope he... Like, I'm looking forward to him because I wanted to play as him, but since I said I won't, like, play as the characters I haven't shown them on, in the Let's Play yet, I haven't been able to play as him. Only as, like, Maya, Mercedes, Ash, and Dimitri, and now Dedu, I guess, but since this is the same cutscene, I haven't played as him yet. Much, other than the last part, so, Yeah, but we are making our way through. I have, like, including Felix, 7 characters left so far. And, yeah. I don't know why I'm talking about those. Let's just continue on.
Well, well, doesn't someone sound disappointed? And what's with that look?
Oh, because we didn't kill, Okay.
I don't know. We completed our mission and all, but it still feels like we lost somehow. Sure, we stopped Leonardo, and we put Geralt and his mercenaries to rout. But not before they dragged us through one of the toughest fights we've experienced. And most of all, I failed to take down the Ashen Demon. If that's not a loss, I don't know what is.
Wrong. You were hired to do a job, and you did it. And in
Imagine
the
doing your
process,
job.
you've received a valuable reminder about the unique danger the Ashen Demon poses.
I'm gonna deny you.
Unique danger? Not sure I'd go that far.
Then how far would you go, If a mercenary who can turn the tide of battle in the blink of an eye isn't a singular threat, then who is?
I don't know.
No matter what you think, they'll surely continue to stand in our way. Do try to dig a little deeper next time you square off.
Oof. He really said, get good.
Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks for the chat.
By the by, have you seen our valiant leader? I wonder where he's scampered off to.
In his depression corner.
No Felix or the others in sight either. Maybe they're having a meeting or something.
They're together in their depression corner.
Sounds like you should try to track them down then. Though, on second thought, it may not be any of your business.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and join them in the depression corner.
Probably shouldn't be sticking my nose into their private matters. But I am pretty curious. Let's go.
And I got my S ring. Let's go. 1976. Is that someone's birth year? I mean, I doubt it. I don't think my people who watch me are that old, but yeah. I'm sorry. Dorothea. I've been skipping through everything so quick. I'm glad she survives.
You did well, Miklana. I will remember the deeds you have performed here today.
Is he really gonna join us? I mean, obviously not as a playable character, but like as a side character. Is he really gonna join us? Really? Really?
You know as well as I that I only did it for the money. Your money.
Right. Great, you have the money and now you can leave.
That's the man from before.
I don't mean to question you, but why exactly are you eavesdropping on them?
You literally were like, well, aren't you curious?
It looks like they're having an argument. Butting in now would just make things worse.
What are you playing at, Boar? This washed-up bandit doesn't deserve to look at our army, let alone be a commander in it.
It's a decision I made in collaboration with the Margrave. 2 years ago, after I ascended the throne, I ordered Gustav to capture him, made him swear his allegiance to the royal family, and gave him a unit of soldiers to command.
Spare me the details of how you did it. What I want to know is why.
My army was lacking leaders. We needed capable fighters to fill in the gaps. As for Miklon here, the Margrave himself has instructed him in all manner of military tactics. I've seen his prowess with my own 2 eyes.
Same, Felix.
In the centuries since the time of King Lug, crests and relics have kept Fargus safe. We've come to depend on that power to protect us from outside attacks, and grown all too complacent in its wake. Naturally, we will take full advantage of our heroes' relics in the battles ahead with Adrestia. But we cannot protect our home with relics alone. If all who could wield them fell, so too would we. The blood of the heroes is thinner now than ever before. We need men like him among our ranks.
I don't doubt the truth of your words, but that's not the issue here. Do you really think it appropriate to trust a man barely removed from his life as a brigand with the responsibility of command?
Everyone's heard the stories of the elder Gautier brother, how he resorted to banditry and plunder. Do you not think our soldiers would object to being led by a man with such history?
I like how we're just talking about him, even though he's like standing right in front of them.
Command, huh? It's got a nice ring to it. But you should know, I'm just a prisoner. My attendants, my aides, my best men, all stooges for the royal family. Breathing down my neck every waking moment. All the sleeping moments, too.
No wise remarks, Sylvain? You're standing there mute, as if this has nothing to do with you.
I was one of the first His Majesty consulted with. There's nothing I could say that I haven't already. I'm sure you can't stand the sight of me, Miquelon. But let's see if we can't get along, okay?
Let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope he doesn't throw him into a well again.
Anyway, now that we're all caught up, I'll await your next orders, Your Majesty, sir.
Let me guess. Any means necessary?
I won't defend it, though I do see use in such a man. What he did in his time as a bandit was monstrous, I admit that. And I deserve no small amount of judgment for giving him command in spite of it. But I can't help but wonder. Perhaps his life could have been dramatically different had he only possessed a crest. Same as the uncle I murdered.
I understand your reasoning, Your Majesty. Yet he's hurt so many people.
What's done is done. Stolen goods may be returned, but stolen lives cannot. If the man is unwilling to atone for his wrongdoings, then he will pay for it with his head. If he does wish to repent, however, then what better way to do so than by risking his life on behalf of our people? If any among us still can't forgive him, by all means, take up your arms and enact vengeance.
I get what you're trying to do, but you still should have talked to us first. This isn't about who shoulders what blame. It's a matter of letting us know what you're thinking.
You're right, Felix. My apologies.
Indeed.
Now then, we march on Aryan Road as planned. With House Rose military might crippled, seizing the fortress should be a somewhat simpler matter.
The Silver Maiden. Can we really take it?
You saw how many troops they've already lost. Just plain math will tell you there can't be that many of them left back at the fortress. At least I sure hope not.
And I am sure Houses Karen and Geraint would be willing to lend us a few squadrons in return for the aid we provided them.
Agreed. And their militaries are both formidable indeed. I'll have to factor their support into our strategies moving forward. And what of you, Ash? Will you be joining the fight at Aryan Road?
Yes, I will. Though I do appreciate the concern, Your Majesty.
As long as you're sure you can handle it. Do not hesitate to retreat if it becomes too much for you. House Rose forces aside. We now have the added threat of Geralt and his mercenary band to contend with. The very same mercenary band you had been looking for, is it not?
Yeah. One of them in particular, a warrior known as the Ashen Demon, felled my entire company back before I met you. Not sure I'm looking for revenge exactly, but I do want to surpass them, no matter what it takes.
I see. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Sorry, I wasn't really trying to hide it or anything. Just never came up, I guess.
I believe I understand. Overcoming Geralt and his mercenaries is what drives you in life.
Yeah, you could say that. It's the closest thing to a goal I have, for sure.
In any case, those people cannot be taken lightly. I'd like to avoid crossing blades with them as much as we can, though we'll likely encounter them sooner rather than later. Imperial forces are still encamped in the former Arendelle territory, after all.
Right. We'd better be ready for anything.
Indeed. Always be ready for anything.
Azure Gleam. Conspiracy in the air.
Not the conspiracy theorists. No.
Having laid Lonato low, the kingdom's army proceeds south. Count Rowe, who had prior declared fealty to the Empire, surrenders, and Aryan Road falls back into kingdom hands. With its foothold in the west lost, the Empire amasses troops in the former Arendelle territory to the south, prompting the army of Fargus to strike before Adrestia can regain its footing.
It's nice Aryan Road fell with little more than a hand wave, but it's hardly comfortable knowing the enemy is still on our doorstep.
Comfortable or no, we must take what few chances we do have to rest. Battle will be upon us again before we know it.
Not to mention the fortress is still a target. I mean, who wouldn't want their very own impregnable stronghold?
Our spies report that the enemy plans to mount such an attack from Arendelle land.
Arendelle, huh? It's been 2 years since the territory came under the Emperor's control. The wind carries rumors that Edelgard has been keeping Lord Arendelle imprisoned in his home since then. If it's true, I'll... No. Were the enemy to strike, and the fortress city to somehow fall, our path forward in this war would grow exceedingly perilous.
The West doesn't face the kind of constant threats we do, so there aren't as many strongholds here as in the North, right?
Basically. Though my uncle did say that started to change at least a tiny bit in the past couple of years.
In other words, the entire western region of the kingdom is likely to fall into enemy hands if we retreat from Aryan Road now.
Indeed. Which is exactly why we must take the offensive and restrain this Imperial snake before it can sink its fangs into us.
Hey, it'll be nice to strike first for once. It feels like we've been on the back foot for a while now.
Right you are. And remaining on perpetual defense would only lead to more meaningless, preventable deaths.
Yeah, let's go!
Offense is the best defense, I always say. We'll crush anyone who has the gall to stand against us.
There you go, getting carried away again. Look at them, all stunned into speechlessness.
Your Majesty, I bear terrible news.
Calm yourself. What is it?
The convoy escorting Count Rowe to the capital has been attacked by an unknown assailant. They've sustained heavy losses, and it seems Count Rowe has gone missing amid the chaos.
I see. And these assailants, we know nothing about them?
Very little, Your Majesty. The survivors claim to have been attacked by numerous mages.
Huh. So the Slitherers.
Mages? No.
What's wrong? Do you know who it is?
You saw the court mage Cornelia during our battle at Ferdiad, yes? Well, she disappeared almost immediately after. It's likely she has been burrowed away in western Fargus ever since. Which leads me to wonder if this attack wasn't her handiwork somehow. It's merely a feeling, though. I'd like to look into it further if possible. But something tells me the Imperial soldiers won't wait around patiently while we go off hunting for clues.
Perhaps you should send a separate unit to investigate, while we attend to the Empire.
Yes, that would be prudent for now. We cannot afford to lower our guard for even a moment.
New war map pipe. Damn. Damn. A lot of optional quests this time around.
Hey there.
Hey Maya, have you heard? Can I finally go to the Tactics Academy? There's a tactical research facility up and running now. I guess the boar arranged it. Mastering swordsmanship isn't enough to win wars. Go and take a look at the new facility when you can. I will. I mean, I'm gonna do that right now. Here, we research the latest and greatest tactics ever to grace the battlefield of the field of battle. If our findings pique your interest, I would be delighted to assist you. How about it?
My instruction comes at a high price.
Question is, how much would that cost, though? I mean, that's not even too bad. Yeah, as you can see, my money is kind of running low. Tactics are essential to any victory. I should keep them in mind as I prepare. The good thing is I can now sell all my stuff I find. Like everything from the like literally everything. All the supplies, all the
supplies are the lifeblood of any.
I mean, I don't want to sell the food, but I could technically sell that. I still have some bullion, so I'm still fine money-wise. But yeah. Let's start talking to everyone so I can go and actually do all the selling stuff and enhancing the abilities and stuff.
Nothing to report.
Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. So we're gonna hit the Empire territory next, huh? I hear they've got some tough mercenaries with them.
Got it.
Promise you'll come back safe and sound, okay? I'm wishing each and every one of you the greatest success in battle. Thank you. It's kind of weird coming from like the Black Eagles route, where the like Gerald's mercenaries were our enemies and now they're like hired by the Empire, so
Do you have a minute?
My parents were murdered by bandits and when I was a child. They attacked out of nowhere and my mother, that's why I cannot stand that bandit Miklan being here, and as a general no less. It doesn't matter if he's skilled or if he's from a noble house, to give such an appointment to a guy like that. For real, man, for real. Count Rowe. Count Rowe from Aryan Road originally didn't have any children. Apparently he took notice of some talented young lad who was a distant relative and adopted him.
Indeed.
But the boy caused problems at the officers' academy and was summarily cut off. I wonder if this means House Rowe's lineage has come to an end. The bloodline ends with me. Or with Count Rowe, I guess.
How can I be of service?
Commander, I heard that Count Rowe was kidnapped during his escort. We have no idea why he was taken. I know it's unlikely, but I'm terribly worried about our caravan getting attacked. Please hurry and apprehend the culprits. We'll try our best.
How may I help you?
We are proceeding with the investigation into Count Rowe's escort unit. As His Majesty intimated, we found Cornelia and the Western nobles to be potential suspects. We lack conclusive proof at present, however. Count Rowe's actual whereabouts also remain unknown. We would soon find out if we attack the West, but we cannot act without sufficient evidence. Always gotta wait for the evidence.
Well met.
The Empire is taking on our army in the West, and simultaneously battling with the Alliance to the East. They also have renowned generals like Count Burgles and Marquis Vestra in their command.
That reminds me.
Speaking of the current Marquis, I believe you and he were in the same cohort at the Officers' Academy. Yes. I do remember him. Vestra? Oh yeah, I remember. He was in the Black Eagles. Hubert, right?
Indeed.
Correct. Much like the kingdom, the Empire appears to be in the midst of passing the torch to the next generation. I mean, that was not much of passing the torch and more like grabbing the torch and killing the honor. We must use the Empire's currently easterly focus to create an advantage for ourselves.
Very well then.
Sending troops into former Arundel territory is one aspect of our plan. We must quickly dispatch the enemy troops targeting Aryan Road. Interesting. Like, it's kind of weird. We're still on the same, like, path, story-wise, but, like, obviously, in the Black Eagles, like, we took Aryan Road and not the Blue Lion, so we're kind of diverging a little bit, but we're still on the same path. It's kind of weird.
How can I be of service?
I can't say it's any wonder that people find Commander Miklan suspect. He's very sus indeed. He's gotta check it past, you know. In the unlikely event he does anything untoward, His Majesty has ordered us to promptly detain and execute him. My unit has numerous elite soldiers, you see, including those with crests like myself. I can't imagine we'd have any issue taking him, should it come to that. But I don't think there's any reason to worry. Or is there? Hi, Flane. Many of the church people in Camillus are advanced in age, so there's little lively discussion to be had. On the other hand, there are many young folk in the Kingdom Army, and they're quite spirited. It makes for a rather comfortable atmosphere. Although it would be even better if we did not have to go into battle at all. In truth, I would have enrolled in the Officers' Academy if this war had never broken out. Indeed you would have. Instead of would have caused that a heart attack. I'm so very reluctant to fight any of our old friends from the Academy. It's as well and good if we can convince them to join us. But in the end, we're still making them bend to our will. They might not want it at all. We're essentially forcing them to choose between death or betraying their friends and family. It feels cruel. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like recruiting Dorothea kind of really feels cruel. I don't think she would really be happy outside the Empire, but I didn't want her to die, so Gerald's mercenaries were real tough when we fought them at Margaret. The Imperial Army hired them, right? We'll probably be fighting them again soon. Really not looking forward to any of this. I'm not ready to die yet. You are gonna die. You are the first one who is gonna die. Awful. What's going?
This is true.
Circumstances dictate how people act. As such, I believe things are about to get much more difficult for you. Though perhaps that will be a welcome change for someone of your caliber.
Well,
you will undoubtedly face the Ashen Demon again. I do hope you'll emerge victorious this time. I mean, depends on the timeline we're going for, I guess. Hi, Ingrid. As you're aware, Sylvain and I have known each other since we were very young.
The story goes,
back in the day, he would occasionally show up with bruises and other injuries on his face and body. Whenever I would ask him about it, he'd just say that he got hit during training or something. But I knew what was really going on. I logically understand why His Majesty gave Miklan an appointment. And more importantly, Sylvain agreed to it. But I don't think I can accept it quite so easily. Perhaps people can change, but they can never wash away their past sins. I'm keenly aware of this myself. Indeed. I feel like we should just keep Miklan away from any well, and that would be a good start. Then,
Greetings.
We'll be on Empire-controlled lands from this point forward, as we head into former Arundel territory. Apparently the former Lord Arundel was intimately involved in the tragedy of Dusker. I don't want the Empire to eliminate him. I want to get the truth out of the matter. I will never be satisfied until they do. I'm from Dusker, you see, and I lost my brother. That is, yes.
It's you.
Indeed. Too much stuff is happening and all of it is annoying. That Cornelia lady or whoever, she's up to no good, I'm telling you. I wonder if she is that lady. Yeah, it's troubling that a former court mage might be committing such evil deeds. Damn it! It's always a 50-50 chance if Happy wants me to ask for a pause or not. A former court mage, huh? Yeah, maybe so. What a pain. Like, usually she doesn't want me to ask for a pause, or like wants me to ask her to elaborate and stuff, but now she was like, yeah. There's so much that fool neglected to tell us. It really pisses me off. Per usual, I have absolutely no idea what's rattling around inside his skull. If he thinks he's the only one who will lose face over this, he's a greater fool than I gave him credit for. Who knew royalty could be so annoying? I mean, that do be true though. That do be true. Hi, Catherine. Why are you blue? Gerald's mercenaries, huh? A while back, a guy called Gerald served as captain of the Knights of Theros. But I never would have guessed he'd leave the Knights and end up a wandering mercenary. The guy quit more than 20 years ago, but apparently he's still just as tough as he was then. Impressive stuff, as you ask me. They say those who inherit crests from their ancestor tend to live long lives, and I guess he'd be your case in point. Indeed. Why are you blue? You're not playable, are you? No. So why is her... Like, you guys saw that, right? Her icon, like her little dot on the map was blue, and usually only the playable units are blue. So I'm like, why? What is the point of that? Oh god, why are you blue too?
What?
What do you want? I don't care if you dislike me, but if you try anything funny, I'll cut your throat myself. I'm protecting Iron Road for the time being. That's what the one holding my leash ordered me to do at any rate. Yeah. I'm very sus. But I'm gonna have to do a quick cut. Okay, I'm back. Bam, 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 bam.
On that note,
I heard the Alliance is having a real tough time in this war too. The Great Bridge of Murden fell, and Count Gloucester swore his allegiance to the Empire. We're doing fine enough for now, ourselves, but there's no telling what might happen in the future. Hey, we've got to focus. The Empire could pivot at any moment and pour all their efforts into the Western Front.
Yep.
Right, I guess all we can do for now is try and kick our training into high gear. Anyway, let's make sure we're as ready as we can be for the next fight. Indeed. More text I'm not gonna read. I mean, they're added to my thing, so I could potentially read it, right? I never was having hesitation to fight the Empire.
Oh.
But then to be crossing blades with classmates is chilling my heart. I am in relief we did not have to be hurting Dorothea. I was having to decide whether to be taking her life. Could you imagine just killing Dorothea? That's just cruel, man.
Not good.
When His Majesty came to me saying he wanted to give Miklan a role in the army, I just about killed over from surprise. My brother put me through a lot when we were kids, even after we'd grown up, if I'm being honest. But the kingdom needs him right now, both militarily and politically.
What?
Are you sure you're okay fighting alongside him? If he's really done that much to you, I mean. They're keeping an eye on him, and besides, I'm not the same defenseless kid I was all those years ago. I can handle myself. I actually think my brother could be useful to us. My father taught him everything he knows after all. If you say so. I'm still very sus of him. Now this is the depression corner. His Majesty told me that His Majesty's told me before that everyone has something they can't accept. I guess for Leonardo it was the church and Lady Rhea. But he never said anything to me about resenting them. On the contrary, he enrolled me in the Officers' Academy, which is run by the church, and I became a Kingdom Knight because of it.
Let's give it a go.
I'll have to think more on the subject myself. It's my responsibility. I took his life after all. I mean, technically it was the dude who took his life, but I get it. It's okay. It's okay. What a blunder indeed.
Have you need of me?
I am Yvette, head of Heart Bellinus. I have heard quite a bit about you. Actually, my own house was in charge of Count Rose's escort. However, we were attacked by a group of strangers, though I know not if they were affiliated with anyone. I've come to report the details to His Majesty. I've only just inherited my title too. I cannot believe I made such a blunder so soon after. Oof. That's the rip. I don't know who I just walked past. Dorothea. Aww. I didn't want to fight at all, but I did so for 80. But now I've surrendered to keep myself alive. What other choice did I have? I'm not sure I can bring myself to fight for Fargus. Not with my whole heart anyway. But if I have to, I'll do it to hasten the end of this war.
Let's see.
You don't have to force yourself, Dorothea. I can talk to Dimitri for you if you feel like you can't fight for the kingdom.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, but I'm fine. I have to take responsibility for my decisions.
I get things done.
I am a songstress. No matter the stage, I swear I will play my role to the hilt, and I will be glorious. I love you, Dorothea. I'm so sorry I'm putting you through this. Hi, Dido.
Well,
we can't trust Duke Ifan. Though she is aged, she is deeply loyal to the royal family, and importantly, she instructed Gustav in tactics. It's definitely reassuring to have someone like that in the royal capital with Gustav. Indeed, both the soldiers and the citizens of the royal capital will be satisfied with the arrangement. Anything could still occur, though. We must be prepared for the unexpected. As always, as per usual, it's indeed. Hi, Seth.
It is you. I wish to speak with you.
I have just informed Lady Rhea of the battle's progress. She has directed me to continue obeying the king's orders. I don't know why the word king is giving me trouble. And so I shall be acting alongside all of you for the time being. Of course, you may count me among your military forces as well. By the by, do you know anything about the leader of Gerald's mercenaries?
Let's see.
He's a veteran mercenary called the Bladebreaker. He's got a head for tactics and a valor to spare. Indeed. That man once led the Knights of Saros. It is lamentable that a man of his caliber should now be an enemy of the church. I mean, technically, he's not really an enemy of the church. He just gets paid by the Empire, so...
I wonder...
It was fortunate that Count Rowe surrendered so swiftly. We did not sustain any losses. I have my own opinion on the Count's views, but I must admit that he took the needs of his people into careful consideration. No, I ought not to speak these words, having pressed him to surrender. Forget I said anything. If Cornelia is truly the one who took him, that would spell trouble for us indeed. Indeed. And with that, we talk to everyone. Go to the war map real quick, see if anything occurs. Hi, Anna. Anna. She's just chilling over here. I mean, look at this map. I literally could just do 2 missions, and then I could go to the main one. I mean, I'm not that lame, okay? I don't know if there's any tactics around here. I mean, is that a tactic? I don't know. This is a strategy, I should say. And this is probably like either activity point or training point recovery, right? This is a strategy, I mean. Total enemies defeated in this chapter 2000. That's gonna be easy. Level 32, huh? But yeah, as per the other parts, I'm not gonna do that. How many supports do I have? I mean, I think that was the one I had. Never mind. Was that training with Sedef? So I think that was the one I had unlocked, and this unlocked right now, I think. You and Ash. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, those are not enough to have an entire episode for themselves, so... I figured it out, And with that, I'm gonna see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye!